What's up, my man? If you want to attract high quality women, you need to be capable of building attraction. If you cannot build attraction with a woman, you end up in a friend zone. So that's why premise or man to women conversations, especially in cold approach or in online dating or on dates, are vital for your success to create abundance in dating. So I'm going to explain in this video why attraction is so important, which I've actually just explained. And I'm going to give you the main ingredients of attraction and how to tick them all and how to create attraction effortlessly. So first of all, man, there are three main building blocks of attraction: relative value, comfort, and connection. Those are the three main things women need to be attracted to you. A lot of guys focus on comfort and connection, and that's why you end up in the friend zone, because you don't display relative value, which is a man to women conversation. Right? So I'm going to give you a run through of all those three building blocks, how you can achieve them, and then I'm going to give you the tools to make this happen, build this attraction. However, I don't want you to see this as a list of things to say in order to create those three building blocks, because the worst cases that I've seen guys do is they approach a girl, they think, first of all, think too much, and then they go through their head and they sit there, okay, I'm going to ask this question to make her feel comfortable, then I'm going to ask this question, or I'm going to say this to make her see that I'm valuable or display my relative value, and then I'm going to ask this question or say this to create a connection. Nah, bro, that is like ticking off boxes, and we don't want that. I'm going to give you a deeper understanding of how it works so that you effortlessly can create attraction without having to think about it. So when it comes to comfort, it's vital to make her feel safe. So in cold approach, as you've seen earlier, it's about keeping your distance at the beginning and keeping that distance for as long as needed, or until she gives you indication that it is okay to come closer. So how can you build comfort? You can share stories about you give rather than take, and you observe rather than interviewing. If you go into cold approach with 15 questions that you definitely need to ask, it's not going to work. So for instance, the mistake I used to make was I approached, hey, excuse me, I really like your style. Ah, thank you. Yeah, my grandma used to wear something like that as well. This is like a nag, by the way. And she's like, Then we get into the conversation. Like, oh, by the way, I'm new here. What are you doing here? Oh, yeah, I'm here for traveling, yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh, cool. So how do you like it? And then she responds, and I'm like, oh yeah, and what is your favorite spot? Bam, bam, bam. It's just a set of questions. I don't give, I only take. So instead, it's like, oh yeah, I'm new here. Can you recommend a good coffee spot? Oh yeah, this one over there. I was like, oh really? And you go there often, right? Like, what's your favorite coffee? Is it like flat white? You seem like a flat white person. And she's like, oh no, I like black. I like an Americano. Or like black, dark, like your soul. And he's like, no. You see, I give humor, and I make her comfortable through sense of humor. And I don't ask so many questions like, oh, I have to know this, X, Y, Z. So then when it comes to relative value, you want to establish that through rapport, which is highlight similarities, and teasing for differences, displaying confidence through that teasing, and flirting. There's a difference between teasing and flirting, which I'm going to touch on in a second as well. And then connection. I said initially, don't ask too many questions, but don't skip asking questions at all. You have to find the right balance. So don't have a checklist of questions that aren't related. So what do you do here? So what's your favorite coffee? And what's your favorite hobby? Those are unrelated questions. That's not how a conversation flows, right? You need to create a flow to make her feel connected to you. So the main techniques of crazy attraction are rapport, clear attraction, and sexual tension and mystery. So first of all, rapport means you highlight similarities, you make her feel safe around you. It doesn't have to be complicated, bro. Like most women have they hold their phone in their hand. You just say, you point that out. You make an observation like, oh no, you have I have an iPhone. Oh no, you have an Android phone. And here I thought we'd get married. It's like you highlight the similarity that you both have a phone, but then you tease for the difference. Like you subtly tell her like, in a funny way. Hey, I've got an iPhone, you've got an Android, we don't match, right? Or another observation is you work in finance, or she tells you that she works in finance, and you're like, oh, you work in finance. Maybe you can show me that there's still good women in finance, right? So it shows that you've had experiences with women, but you say it with a smile, right? The smirk, not like, oh my gosh, I've been heartbroken. And it simply builds rapport because it shows that you've been with women in finance and she feels safe around that. Then clear attraction is compliments and complimenting, like this is very important, complimenting her on things that she has that require effort, not something she's been born with, right? So a compliment is, I love your style, I love the dress that you've chosen, I love the energy that you carry when you walk. Is better than I love your green eyes. Bro, anyone can fucking say that. And then you compliment that with a bit of a tease. I love your dress and I love your style. It gives me bad girl vibes. Or you look like the girl my mom warned me about. This is sort of, we go from compliment to creating tension. Because let me see that we're going to do this actually in a second. I'm going to share with you the difference between complimenting and flirting. So in any conversation in dating, be it on a date, be it in cold approach, be it in online dating, you want to create sexual tension and mysteriousness through flirting. So you do that through saying things like, I might like you, but I'm not sure I might like you, but I'm not sure you'd kidnap me in a second. Or you say, you seem, pause, interesting. You're actually sort of cute. The actually here is the punch. You seem, pause. The pause is the punch. You set them up and then you deliver the punch. That's concept from stand-up comedy. I'm going to give you the equation, the formula in a second. And this will allow you to create crazy attraction. If you do not do those, you will just be friend zoned again. So what's the difference between, and that's why it's so vital for you to learn what flirting versus complimenting, friendly compliments is. Flirting is a statement with the intention to create a man-to-woman spark, right? The dress actually looks really good on you. Unfortunately, girls who wear red usually are troublemaker. This is a good flirt. A bad flirt is a general statement that could be said to anyone. It's no man-to-woman. And it's essentially, I always, as a rule of thumb, say, if you would be able to deliver the same line to your mom, it's not a flirt. It's simply a statement. It's too friendly. You can literally say to your mom, the red dress actually looks really good on you. Nothing wrong with that. It's simply a statement. If you add, unfortunately, girls who wear red usually are troublemaker and I don't date them, that is fucking creepy, bro. And that is the difference between a compliment, a friendly compliment, and flirting. So now most guys struggle to hold a conversation, right? And the biggest thing or the biggest reason for that is how they run out of things to say, right? At some point you can't plan ahead the entire fucking conversation. You can plan the first 30 to 60 seconds of the conversation through specific patterns that you observe and you can guide it. But then once you start leading the conversation, while you can do as much as possible to lead it in a specific way, you cannot predict how exactly the conversation will go. So what you need to learn is to never run out of things to say. There are two main techniques. First one is storytelling. So first of all, bro, when I said that during the cold approach, you have to give rather than take, an element of giving is to tell a story, which then also builds rapport, which will then make her feel comfortable, feel connected, and it displays relative value, right? So a story is a situation plus a side story and a sudden plot twist and an ending, yeah? Stating facts isn't a story. Let me tell you, or let me show you. Or yesterday I went to the baker, and then after that I went to the gym. I got my coffee at the baker as my pre-workout. I went to the gym. I did 6 exercises. Then I went to the shower. Then I went to the sauna. Yeah, I'm asleep. That is just a sequence of facts. Here's how you could tell it differently. Bro, yesterday morning I woke up and I was so hungry, man. I've never been that hungry before. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna go to the baker and get like a coffee. And usually I don't do that. I don't eat gluten, but I got a croissant just because I was starving, bro. I had like this stabbing pain in my stomach. And then, bro, you don't believe it, I go to the gym and I crush the session like I've never crushed it before. Maybe it's the coffee before, maybe that's a better pre-workout, maybe it was because of the fucking croissant. I don't know, but man, I crushed the session. Like, do you see the difference? The first story, which wasn't a story, was just a telling of facts, or like a sequence of facts. Now I actually told the story and I lived it. I added life to the story through emotions, through descriptions, precise descriptions, such as